Star Series on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by TXU Energy. Globe Life Field, the site today in Arlington for Justin Verlander, wrapping up this 4-game series against the Rangers. Rangers winning game 1 on Monday night. Astros bouncing back with wins on Tuesday and Wednesday. And they have their ace going tonight. As we welcome you inside, the roof is closed for this day game. The Astros come in with a record of 9-9, getting back to 500 with a 2-game winning streak. The Rangers have lost 2/3 of their games so far this year. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for an afternoon of Astros baseball. And Blummer, it's been a little while since that first Angels series for the Astros to win a series, but a chance to leave town winning 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they need to bounce back, win this series, get things going, and that momentum in the right place as they head north of the border to face Toronto again.
One of the reasons they're in position to win this series is their starting pitching has kept them in every game.
Yeah, starting pitching's been great. It started with Framber Valdez. Even though they lost that game, you can see the numbers are phenomenal. 6 innings, no earned runs, and then Jake Odorizzi backed it up with a 6-inning performance himself, only giving up 1 earned run before we saw Christian Javier work his way out of the bullpen and into that starting rotation. He did extremely well also. Those last two guys, Odorizzi and Javier, really benefited from having the offense go out there and give them some runs to be able to go out there and win those ball games. But things are definitely trending in the right direction as they go to that 6-man rotation.
At times this year, Verlander's had to be a stopper of losing streaks. Today he tries to continue a winning streak against the team he's had success against.
Yeah, he wants to continue this and build on what the Astros starters we just showed you have continued to do. And yeah, he has had to stop some streaks. But how about this guy against the Texas Rangers in that Astros uniform with a 2.22 ERA, 97 strikeouts. This guy is a power arm against a team that has a tendency to swing and miss a lot. So he's got his work cut out for him today, but the right guy at the right spot to try and win that series like TK was talking about.
Verlander was brilliant against the Rangers in his Cy Young Award season of 2019, pitching against them for the first time since that season. When we come back, we'll be joined by Julia Morales. She'll tell us about 2 of the key lefty hitters in the lineup who have been big so far in the Lone Star Series. Sportsnet is presented by Rooms to Go. Shop a huge selection of beautiful rooms for under $1,500. And by Fubo TV. Stream the Astros on AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Visit FuboTV.com for a free trial.
Back here in Arlington, where the Houston Astros need a win to grab the series from the Texas Rangers. In doing so, it also give the Astros their first 3-game win streak of the season. Dusty Baker said a few days ago, I think my offense is about to turn a corner. Now, as far as the entire offense goes, they are not clicking on all cylinders just yet, but a couple of bats have put them in the win column the last couple of nights. It's our Get Out and Play presented by Toyota as we look at a couple of lefty bats who got red hot the second the Astros arrived in Arlington. Yordan Alvarez going 2 for 2 last night. Kyle Tucker had a bases clearing double in the 5th. These are the 2 guys I'm talking about. Big swings from these guys producing big results, and specifically on Tucker, as we watched Yordan Alvarez right here, Tucker said his swing feels pretty good right now. He had a really tough start those first couple of weeks, and he'd been working hard to get results. He sure did get them. His big swing yesterday, the reason they won that game, and we'd love to see what Yordan Alvarez has done as well. Combined, these 2 guys have put up some crazy numbers in this Lone Star Series so far. How about a 476 batting average? Slugging .857, 8 RBI between those 2. Now the rest of the offense only hitting .138, 3 RBI combined. So they're hoping some other guys can pick those numbers up, especially with today Tucker's bat being out of the lineup after playing every day so far this season. Dusty Baker wanting him to have that day off for the series finale. Back tomorrow for a big series against Toronto. TK.
All right, Julia, the Astros starting lineup is presented by Texas Children's Hospital. And as you mentioned, the first lineup this year without Kyle Tucker in it. But Chaz McCormick leads off in right field, followed by Michael Brantley getting another DH day. No playing in left field in this series for Uncle Mike. Alex Bregman hits 3rd and plays 3rd. Yordan Alvarez in left field for the 3rd time in the series. Yuli Gurriel plays first base. Aledmys Diaz over at 2nd. Jeremy Pena at short. Jose Siri in center field bats 8th. And Martin Maldonado, who has great numbers against today's starter, bats 9th and catches.
Left-hander Martin Perez is at pitcher on the mound for the Texas Rangers in this final game of this 4-game series. 3 starts already this season, has a 3.86 ERA and is 0-2 early on. last year against Houston. You can see the 1-1 record with a 5.59 ERA. So they have gotten to him, but in his career, he carries a 3.01 ERA against Houston.
Well, that ERA is the lowest lifetime ERA against any American League opponent. As he takes on the Astros this afternoon, making his 11th start against the Astros.
How about some of the usage for Martin against left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters? Against left-handed hitters, he's going to be very heavy on that fastball, the occasional cutter and curveball. It would be the secondary pitches. And against right-handed hitters, that's what's going to be interesting, is how can he move that fastball on the outside corner and inside corner, and where is he going to place that cutter? If he's able to spot that cutter inside to tie them up and backdoor it a couple times, he's going to have a good afternoon. But expect the Astros to jump on that fastball early if they can.
Perez in his second time around with the Texas Rangers after pitching for Boston last year. 31-year-old delivers a called strike, and we're underway on a Thursday afternoon. Roof is closed today. Just the second time this year the Rangers have closed their roof after a record 7 straight Rangers games have been played with the roof open. A little bit too warm and humid for the roof to be open today, as Chas McCormick takes a breaking ball down for a ball. It's 1-1. Chas hit the first pitch of the game out yesterday against Rice University product Glenn Otto. It was his first career leadoff home run. He also scored another run later in the game. He scored 2 of his 3 runs on the season in last night's 4-3 victory. Chas chops the fouls, 1-2. Chas said he was trying to be like Altuve with that leadoff home run.
Not a bad guy to emulate.
And between George Springer and Jose Altuve the last 7-8 years, the Astros have had a lot of pop in that leadoff spot of their order. Little tapper towards the mound, and fielding it will be Garver. Nice play with a bare hand. Rangers catcher taking charge and throwing out Chas McCormick for the first out. Garver behind the dish for 2 of the 4 games in this series. Jonah Heim caught the other 2 games, and Heim just went on the paternity list today, so Sam Huff is the second catcher.
Overall, it's going to be fastball, changeup, cutter, curve in that order as far as percentage is concerned. Obviously, that has to do with the fact that he's probably facing a lot more right-handed hitters when he's on the mound, so that fastball, changeup plays a little more consistently. But he'll use that cutter on the inside corner. You saw a couple of pitches try and tie up Chas McCormick before he got to the changeup for that soft ground out.
Last year with the Red Sox, Perez threw the cutter a little bit more than the change, so he's kind of flipped his usage this year, with that change being a little more prevalent than that cutter. Michael Brantley with good numbers against this lefty. 5 for 12 with a couple of doubles, but Michael's fallen behind the count here, 0-2. Michael starts the day at 303. Nothing new for him. Only major league hitter who's been at 300 or better for 4 consecutive seasons. Perez coming off not only his best start of the season, but the Rangers' best start in their first 18 games. He went 6 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball against the Oakland A's. Walked 1, struck out 5. He was in command in that start. The best of his 3 so far.
Now that was up in Oakland. He didn't let the crowd get to him.
I'm just going to lay out. Let that simmer on a Thursday afternoon.
Ooh.
Yeah, things
too much too early?
No, things not good in the Oakland Coliseum. We could talk about that at some point, but yeah, things are not good up there. The ticket prices have gone up. Best players have been moved. Brantley sends one high in the air on the infield. The $2.5 billion players signed in the offseason converge, and it's Simeon who takes control over Seager for out number 2. Martin Perez making his 4th start. Last win in Arlington, either as a Ranger or as a visitor, came back in 2018. Pitched with Minnesota in 2019, Boston in 2020 and 21. After starting his career with the Rangers from 2012 through 2018. Bregman takes a called strike. Alex starts the day as the Astros leader in RBIs with 12. Perez has had the better of Bregman in his career, just 3 for 18 with 5 strikeouts. Last year, Perez was in his second year with the Red Sox. Red Sox had a $6 million option to keep him for this year. They elected to buy out the contract for $500,000. And a called third strike. Bregman caught looking, says home plate umpire and crew chief Mark Carlson. A 1-2-3 start for Martin Perez.
The Astro orange in the 4th game of this series. His 4th start will be against these Texas Rangers. He has a 1.89 ERA, and that whip is at .74. 20 strikeouts on the season. His career numbers across the bottom. You see in his last 5 starts against these Texas Rangers, he's 5-0 and has 43 strikeouts in his last 32 innings against the Rangers.
Here's a lineup that JV will face today with Cole Calhoun leading off for the 2nd straight game. Marcus Semien will bat 2nd. Corey Seager hits 3rd and plays shortstop. Mitch Garver bats cleanup. They flip Garver and Lowe from last night's lineup, as Lowe will bat 5th as they go righty, lefty, righty. Then Adolis Garcia in center field. Willie Calhoun and Brad Miller, followed by Andy Ibanez, rounding out Chris Woodward's lineup on a Thursday. Calhoun picking on the first pitch and hooking one foul. Cole not waiting around against Justin Verlander. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Yordan Alvarez back in the outfield 3 times in 4 games here on the turf in Arlington. Jose Siri in center field. Chas McCormick is at right. Alex Bregman and Jeremy Pena with Aledmus Diaz and Yuli Gurriel on the infield, and Martin Maldonado catching JV today. Jose Siri, the outfield leader in outs above average despite limited playing time, not playing every day, and this is a stadium with this amount of room in the outfield. He could add to those totals if he gets a chance at a 4 or 5 star catch. Saw the numbers for Cole Calhoun against Verlander. They have faced each other 53 times, and more than half of the time Calhoun has struck out.
Now, we were talking with Steve Sparks and Robert Ford about that at lunch today, and it was crazy to see that number of strikeouts, and then you add in the fact that 26 of them have been swinging strikeouts. Gives you an idea how nasty Justin Verlander can be. Another one.
27 out of 28 strikeouts in Calhoun's career against Verlander have been swinging strikeouts as he goes down for the first out today.
Looks like the bottom just fell out of this slider. We're going to check it out on our Mattress Firm Supermo as we get dialed in on that release. There you see that spin, and missing by quite a bit was Cole Calhoun. Good depth on that pitch from Justin Verlander. That slider has been fantastic for him this season.
Yesterday, Woodward put Cole Calhoun in the top spot because of his success against Christian Javier, and he liked his at-bats enough last night that he kept him in there today. But if you're playing matchups, you would not have Cole Calhoun bat leadoff against JV. Like you said, he didn't just miss that pitch. It was
no, the head was going one way, the rear end was going one, and then the barrel was nowhere near the ball.
Here's Marcus Semien, who is 1 for 12 in this series, taking a called strike. Semien starts the day with a 167 batting average. He has pretty good numbers, though, against Verlander in his career. 10 for 31. Includes a home run, hitting .323. Verlander getting ahead 1-2. Mark Carlson behind the plate. At times gives that high strike to pitchers, which usually would benefit a guy like Justin Verlander. Little tapper, Bregman down the line, has to make an off-balance throw. The pick at first, do it, Yuli. He is Mr. Scoop at first base. Nobody had more scoops at first last year than Yuli Gurriel by a wide margin.
Yeah. If you're trying to decide where to put the spotlight, you could put it on Alex Bregman, who got a good jump on this and showed some athleticism coming in. Didn't really get much on that throw, and then the spotlight shifts over to first base where Yuli, we had a chance. I was watching him from up here as that throw was coming across, and he readjusted on the bag to be able to go get that hop and to be able to make that scoop. So a great adjustment by Yuli to pick up his third baseman, Alex Bregman. That was nice.
Oldest Gold Glove winner ever at first base last year, Yuli Gurriel. Now Corey Seager sends one to left field. Drifting back will be Yordan Alvarez, and Justin Verlander has himself a 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning, including a strikeout. Great start for both starters.
Are here. Head to the Astros team store to get your gear and to see the new jerseys in action every Monday. Experience Space City and find your tickets today at astros.com/Space City. You know what else is coming Monday?
What?
Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve, we have good news on Altuve as he is headed to Oklahoma City right now. He's going to join the Sugarland Space Cowboys just for a couple of days to get his timing. So a rehab assignment for him as he is trying to work his way off the IL with a left hamstring strain that he had. All that seems to be behind him. Talking to him real quick before he left town. Did some work on the field this morning and said everything's felt really great. Just want a couple at bats. It's a timing thing at this point before I face some major league pitching. So he'll head to Oklahoma City, like I mentioned. A couple of games activated Monday is the plan if all goes well, guys.
Good news.
Great news.
Jose Altuve in a road Sugarland Space Cowboy uni as Yordan swings to the first pitch and grounds one to the first baseman Nathaniel Lowe. Will make the play himself for out number one. So Altuve playing on the road in Oklahoma City at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark on Friday and Saturday.
Been there.
It's a nice stadium.
Rehab. Yeah, it's nice. It is. It's actually really nice. It's a good place to be, and I was actually kind of curious to, I'm glad to hear that he is going to be rehabbing and going there instead of going to Toronto and trying to be activated up there, not just against a great team, but also on that AstroTurf too. You have a tendency to worry about how guys are going to react, especially coming back from a leg injury. Granted, he probably wouldn't spend much time on the turf playing second base, but at the same time, I think it's a good idea to go get that timing and be ready to go on Monday when the team gets back home.
I'm not sure what Altuve's plans are, but it's only like a 3.5-hour drive from here.
Oh man, PJ, kidding me?
Oh, private jet.
Yeah,
okay.
I would. I don't have the cash, but I know he could.
Altuve's trying to focus on artwork, as Julia told us earlier in the series.
Hey, you got to have that side hustle, man. He's got interest in it. Apparently, a pretty good deal of it.
Yuli Gurriel, the batter, he had the night off last night, but did come in defensively in the 9th inning. He bats for the first time with a 1-2 count. Yuli pops one up. Nathaniel Lowe and Mitch Garver. It's going to be Lowe. He makes both plays here in the inning, and Martin Perez off to a good start, just where he left off in his last outing in Oakland. I was mentioning at the end of the last inning, the Red Sox declined the option for $6 million and ended up buying out Perez from his last year of that deal, and then he signed a 1-year deal here with the Rangers for $4 million. This is where he has pitched the majority of his career as he faces Aledmys Diaz here. Diaz off the end of the bat fouls it away. Perez is normally not a guy that's going to pick up a lot of strikeouts, but he keeps you off balance a little bit. Plummer mentioned that fastball changeup combination with the cutter and the curve mixed in. And so far, he has looked outstanding. He is just 18 pitches into this game and has retired the first 6 batters, getting Aledmys to ground out on a changeup to end the inning.
Depot is getting more done with Justin Verlander. Some A-pluses on his grading early this season in regards to inside edge. 70% first pitch strikes, A+. Major league average is 63. Those are the major league averages you see: 63, 66, 75, and 28. And Justin Verlander well above and below those marks. 8% of base runners scoring against him is definitely an A+ and helps the Astros' chances.
Verlander coming into this game top 5 in ERA and also top 5 in opponent's batting average. He's 4th in opponent's batting average and 5th in ERA. And I think after having him watch the first 3 games here, he's never pitched here before, but he recognizes Globe Life Field is definitely a place where you can hit a ball decent and it still won't get out, depending on where it is in this stadium.
Yeah, a little bit different from some of the chances he's had at Minute Maid Park, where he's kind of been snake bit by the Crawford box and some home runs that have been out that wouldn't be out at some other ballparks. And him being a fly ball pitcher really benefits him to be in a cavernous ballpark like this, because it has played into a pitcher's ballpark for me in this series that we've seen so far. First time here.
3-pitch strikeout of Garver, making quick work of the Rangers catcher for the first out of the inning.
StatCast 3D is going to show us the ghost wall of Minute Maid Park in comparison to Globe Life Field here. And that's that deep left field that really has gotten to a couple of guys. Marcus Semien had one go out there that ended up being an out. Center field at Minute Maid Park a little bit deeper, and that right center field gap deeper. But it is a big ballpark, especially in comparison to Minute Maid Park.
I mean, of all our overlaps, that might be the biggest gap from one wall to the next. That left field wall in the Crawford boxes at Minute Maid Park, as opposed to how deep it is here. There are a lot of fly balls that will go to die out there. As we saw earlier, Blummer mentioned Semien, 20 out of 30 ballparks, it was a home run.
Seager had one last night back towards that Astros bullpen that was run down by Chas McCormick.
And that was 14 out of 30 ballparks. So 2-0 the count to Nathaniel Lowe. Lowe takes a called strike. Lowe coming in batting .343. Home run and 9 runs batted in on the season. He's a guy who will generally see a lot of pitches. Lowe's first matchup against Justin Verlander. Challenge him with the fastball and beat him. It's 2-2.
96.
Those were the metrics last year that showed Nathaniel Lowe's area of weakness was he didn't always hit higher velocity fastballs, so he wanted to improve that this year. See if Verlander goes back to challenge him. A .118 batting average against the fastball, and there is just a fastball poured down the middle at the knees. Verlander getting primal, going heavy fastball there for strikeout number 3.
Yeah, fastball up and then fastball down. Might have been expecting that to break down out of the zone on their MD Anderson strike zone with that slider, but it just flattened out. And like you said, flew right through the zone. Locked up Nathaniel Lowe.
So 3 strikeouts of the first 5 batters, and now Adolis Garcia will hit. Garcia burst onto the scene last year against the Astros, so he is also seeing Verlander for the first time. Garcia was part of a comeback attempt last night with Ryan Stanek trying to close out a 4-2 lead. Garcia doubled to put runners on second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Rangers would end up falling just short. It was a base running mistake in the mix. Willie Calhoun not coming home on a ground ball with the infield back, and that was really costly. To Calhoun's credit, he did take ownership of that mistake and said, hey, that was the reason we lost that game. He just kind of locked up on that ground ball to Yuli.
And if you're a ball club struggling like the Texas Rangers, you have got to make all the fundamental plays, and that was a fundamental play, knowing that second and third ground ball with the infield back, you've got to score.
JB's got him 1-2 here And the fastball drilled to center field. Siri all the way back near the wall. And he puts it away in front of the wall. That was hit well by Adolis Garcia on the 1-2 pitch, but Justin Verlander, another 1-2-3 inning. Both pitchers rolling through 2.
We have your Chevy Stroh poll ready to go for you. It's on Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW. Here's the question: which of the Astros' dynamic young sluggers has the best shot of winning a Triple Crown now or in the future? Jordan, Kyle Tucker. Vote. We'll let you know. It's been a while since we've seen a Triple Crown winner.
Wow, we're going Jordan versus Tuck.
Man, that's tough picking sides right there. Because, I mean, the batting average would really be the only one.
Hey, Julia.
Hey, TK.
Guess what Blummer got from Tuck the other day on his birthday?
Oh, dude, yeah. That was probably the best present I got.
What?
Fist bump.
Like a legit fist bump. He didn't even deke me or anything.
Like you made contact with your
we made
fist.
physical contact with Nux. It was great. It even shocked Michael Brantley. He was like, what?
I got nothing.
It was awesome.
I'm mad.
Tucker's off day. Maybe you can.
Let me know when you get one from Castro.
Okay. I got to set him. I got to find a way to set him up.
That was the most special birthday gift ever.
And I held it there waiting for it, too. I was like, he's going to get me. And then all of a sudden contact happened. I was like, what?
You know it's still going on in the dugout as part of the celebration for Tucker's home runs. Just saw it a couple of nights ago.
Is it the bowling?
Bregman does it and Castro does it, but everyone else high-fived him.
Oh, okay.
They do the stretch.
But Bregman and Castro are still stretching.
I kind of missed the wobbling bowling pin.
Yeah, me too. Bregman's got the look going.
A little tapper foul from Jeremy Pena. Bregman's got the look.
Yeah, he's doing the look with the camera, you know, finds the camera.
Oh, he's back to the stare.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
All right. I'll have to watch for that.
I know. I can't wait to see what plays out here this season. Let's hit some homers. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to have to leave Yellowstone to make that happen.
Hey, you're looking at some of the
Oh my gosh.
exit velocity launch angles on what we just saw from Garcia, and that leaves a lot of stadiums. Adolis flying out to deep center to end the inning. 2-2 pitch inside for a ball, 3-2.
Now on Baseball Savant, they have a visualizer where you can enter the exit velocity, which was just over 102 miles an hour off the bat of Garcia, and the launch angle. And the average of all of those historical balls put in play at those numbers, the batting average is 799.
Pena into right field. They have him played well as Calhoun makes a little hop jump. For out number 1, Martin Perez has sent down the first 7.
There's some carry on that ball, huh?
Yeah, he hit that one well too. Here's Jose Siri. Some of the analytic numbers on Pena have been very good. He has struck out more than he likes, but when he puts the bat on the ball, his exit velocity and his hard hit rate right up there. He's not quite to the Jordan territory, but he's amongst the Astros leaders. See if Siri can turn this building, which he enjoyed in his first major league start last year, to the tune of a 2-home run, 5 RBI game. He needs something right now, trying to snap it 0 for 17. He is 6 for 16 in his career here. As he taps a foul, and Perez gets ahead of him. Martin using that changeup quite often early.
Yeah, that changeup has been highly effective. He actually, what kind of made me look a little more into what he was doing to the Astros in this game was he threw a left-on-left changeup to Michael Brantley to pop him up. But then he doubled up against Ledmus Diaz, get him out. So that changeup has been in high use so far. But you'd see the effectiveness of throwing a changeup and a fastball in the same spot. That time Siri way late on 90 miles an hour.
There's one guy who must really see the changeup well.
Yeah, he's on deck.
Martin Maldonado, who's on deck in the battle of Martins. Maldi owns Perez. He can't wait to get out there. He's standing in the old spot where Adrian Beltre tried to pull the batter circle back at the old stadium.
You see they have a bobblehead of that?
Yeah.
And they actually have like him moving the mat. That's great.
That is pretty cool. Perez has thrown 21 of 27 strikes so far. He has been filling up the zone as he misses down 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if with the fastball away, the changeup away, if he tries to backdoor that cutter, have it look like it's off the plate, and then just that slight little movement getting it back on the plate.
That one's wafted foul, and that'll be out of play. Perez signed out of Guanare, Venezuela as a 16-year-old. Last year with the Red Sox, in his second year with Boston, he was a starter until August, and then beginning August 6th went to the bullpen and finished out the year with 14 appearances as a reliever. But he's happy to be back in a starting role, back with his team that he made his major league debut with. 1-2 pitch is a called strike. Fastball on the inside corner. That's strikeout number 2 for Perez, and 2 outs in the inning. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. How about all the guys that Martin Maldonado has hit well in his career? Charlie Morton's on his list, his former battery mate.
Wow.
Lance Lynn 7 for 14. Marco Gonzalez 7 for 23. But nothing compares to his numbers against his fellow namesake Martin Perez. 9 for 15 for Maldi. Most hits he's had against any pitcher in his career.
That's impressive.
And nobody has a hit so far against Perez. You can see the hits have been all on variety of pitches.
Just one on that inside third, so everything middle away to Martin, able to get those hands extended and throw the barrel at it.
Maldi fouls one away. It's 1-1. Both pitchers have been working ahead of the count. Both pitchers have been in command. Only a couple of hard hit baseballs for either side in this game. Pena has the only one over 100 miles an hour for the Astros. And he lined out to start the inning.
You can tell when a guy sees the ball good out of the pitcher's hand, how early he takes the pitch. That last, I believe that was a cutter. Yeah, cutter down and in to Martin. Out of the hand, he was spitting on that.
And these guys both know it too. There's no way Perez doesn't know.
Pitchers definitely know it.
And he challenges him there, bottom of the zone. Martin frustrated with himself for not pulling the triggers. 2-2.
That was definitely the reaction from Martin Maldonado.
Down and in, 3-2. This is the first full count of the afternoon for Martin Perez.
Of course it is.
Of course.
This is a battle right here.
Swing and a miss. Perez wins this head-to-head matchup as he gets Maldonado swinging to end the inning. Martin Perez has been perfect first time through the lineup.
The team to a big walk-off win while Joe Espada sticks to the basics. Plus, Chef Scott gives us a culinary tour of Minute Maid Park, and Maldi reaches a major milestone. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded tomorrow at 4:30 and all season long only on AT&T Sportsnet. That's how I know it's Friday tomorrow. You're looking at some starting pitchers right there. Wanted to talk about some of the comments that I'm hearing from the clubhouse about the starting pitching here recently. And I know they're very excited about winning some games against the Rangers these last couple of days, getting back into the win column, seeing the offense. But the starting pitching's really set the tone. Christian Javier last night with his 5 innings of work, he was actually told after the 4th, like, you're close to your pitch limit, but we're going to let the leash out on you just a little bit if you can get through one more. So a big moment for him. But then Jake Odorizzi the night before, Framber Valdez with a huge bounce back. They're just really impressing everyone in this clubhouse with whether it's the bounce back or just going out there when you're asked to do something that you're not doing at the moment, like Christian Javier coming out of the bullpen. Really doing a good job of setting the tone for the team and putting them in a position to win. So a lot of confidence now coming from that group. We heard Odorizzi talking about how these guys really root for each other and they encourage each other. That starting staff certainly does that. But it's been good so far this series, guys.
Really good, Julia. And it's good to see those guys all sitting together for our story. 4 of the 6 guys in the starting rotation. And then Odorizzi not too far away. I think Framber thinks he's already in Toronto, though.
Yeah, beanie indoors. It's aggressive.
It's a little aggressive on a 70-something degree day. But he's comfortable, and we're happy for him. Swing and a miss. Justin Verlander with a 2-2 count on Willie Calhoun. Calhoun limited at bats, but really good numbers against JV. 5 for 8 with a home run against Verlander. Calhoun's had good numbers at home this year. This one topped high off the plate. Yuli is going to have to flip it to Verlander, which he does. And Verlander with a stretch, showing Yuli you're not the only one that can play first base. JV with the long stretch to help get the out on Willie Calhoun.
Yeah, there were some serious decisions to be made because I think initially Justin had ideas of going to get that ball. And then when it was over his head, he made the move to first base, and then Yuli made the decision to go get that ball with great play by everybody to get that out. That could have been disastrous, but cooler heads make great plays.
JV finding the bag and going out and getting it. That is well
almost a little too soon, but ended up being an out.
I mean, he can't play like the Gold Glover, but he tried. He tried to look like Yuli over there. Here's Brad Miller. Miller takes a called strike. Verlander in that 2019 season faced the Texas Rangers 5 times. 2019, of course, was the year that Justin Verlander won the Cy Young Award. Actually, he faced them 6 times, but his last 5, he allowed 2 runs or fewer in all 5. So his last 5 starts, he has a 1.41 ERA, close to 15 strikeouts per 9. And just has dominated them in those 5 starts, winning all 5 of them. Brad Miller not a part of that team as he joined the Rangers this season for the first time. Brad just 2 for 18 at home this year. Overall batting 196. He was leading off most of the season against right-handers, and that changed last night with Cole Calhoun flipping to the top of the lineup and Miller hitting near the bottom. Slider bounces in there 2-2. Perez had thrown 21 of the first 27 pitches for strikes. Verlander 21 of the first 29 for strikes before that last one missed the zone. But both pitchers out there getting ahead, attacking the zone. Verlander's strike rate against left-hand hitters this year has been the 2nd best in all of baseball. Throws a strike to Miller, who chops a ground ball to Jeremy Pena. Right there in the shift is Pena. And he'll make the play on Miller for out number 2. JV will now face Andy Ibanez. Ibanez has started in every game in this series. 3 of the 4, excuse me, he did not start last night, but 2 starts at third and a DH start the first night. Had the night off against Christian Javier. Verlander gets ahead, 0-2.
See how Ibanez handles his next slider.
That's what you're predicting?
Yeah, a couple of fastballs early, fouled off late. He may continue to get up in the zone, or he could just throw that turbo slider down and away and see if he can get the swing over the top.
He's had 3 swings and misses so far at that slider of 5 swings. Little punch shot, and there's the first base runner of the game. He was able to hang in there on an 0-2 slider and send it up the middle for a 2-out base hit.
And he lunged out there and got it. That one flattened out for Justin. Really didn't have the depth that we're used to seeing, where it's breaking down a little more side to side. So credit Ibanez for expanding and staying on that pitch up the middle, not hitting it hard, just well placed.
I'm going to bring up Cole Calhoun. Calhoun struck out his first time up. Misses the curveball this time for strike 1. 54 at bats, a 168 batting average against Verlander with 28 strikeouts and 54 ABs. In case you're wondering if 28 strikeouts is the most ever for Verlander against a hitter, it's not. Verlander got Shin-Soo Choo, played here with the Texas Rangers 39 times. Wow. Calhoun is 4th on that list. And Verlander has had his share of strikeouts against this Rangers team, and now that Calhoun's a Ranger, may bode well for him to add to that total. 213 career strikeouts against the Rangers. 192 and a third innings coming in. And even better with the Astros, those numbers.
I think it's probably the most impressive thing about Justin Verlander coming over from Detroit to Houston. Everybody said, well, maybe he's on the back end, maybe they can get a couple good years out of him, but his strikeout rate has been ridiculous in this Astros uniform.
Called third strike. Calhoun goes down looking. His frustration against JV continues as he fires his helmet away as the final out of the third. Justin Verlander through 3 innings has allowed just a little flare single into center field. He's been ahead of most hitters. He has worked well with Martin Maldonado today as Josh Miller looks on, the pitching coach. JV and Martin Perez locked into an early pitcher's duel as they've seen 1 base runner so far for either side through 3 innings. See if the Astros improve against Perez here, second time through the lineup. Perez now in his last 2 starts has gone 9 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball combined between his 6 2-hit innings against Oakland and going through the Astros lineup the first time through without allowing anything. McCormick first pitch swinging sends one into right field. Cole Calhoun waits for it and puts it away. 1 away in the 4th. Only 37 pitches in.
I know. And he's been effective. A majority of the pitches have been middle away. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what kind of adjustment Martin Perez makes that second time through the order. If he stays out there until the Astros make the adjustment, or does he try and catch them leaning out over the outside corner?
So is the adjustment just going with the pitch if you can?
You know, when a guy's throwing all of his pitches in the zone on the edges, you can't cover both sides, and you can't cover all three pitches at the same time. So the idea sometimes, that pitch was off the plate to Michael, but pick a side of the plate, stay on it, and see if you can't defend that, because if a majority of the pitches have been out there, there's a good chance you're going to see another one or two in an at-bat there.
Mark Carlson definitely widened that plate on the first strike to Brantley. Now it's low, 1-1.
And typically when you're looking for pitches away, you're thinking about letting the ball travel a little bit, so maybe you pick the ball up sooner and see it a little bit longer and have a chance to react to a mistake.
So kind of eliminate the inner half because he's not throwing pitches in
just
there.
dare him to come in there, and if he does make the adjustment and comes in there, tip your cap. I mean, he's just making some pitches, but if he tries to come in there and misses out over the middle, that's when you want to be ready.
Time he got one in and Brantley fouled it.
And that was the previous at bat to Michael that he popped up, was that changeup in right there. You see the adjustment that Michael made, recognized, let it travel, hit it hard, just pulled it foul because it was a little bit less velocity on the pitch. Again, doubling up with that changeup to the arm side. That's usually where left-handed pitchers are a little more comfortable with that changeup. Michael beating himself up trying to lock in and adjust to that pitch. But after doubling up, I can't imagine he tries to throw a third one in there.
Try to shoot the corner and missing low. Now Brantley has a full count, second full count of the game for the Astros. Martin Maldonado got to a full count in the last inning. Ground ball left side. Ibanez had to go to his right in the shift, and Ranger third baseman makes the play for out number 2.
Celebrate the Astros 2021 AL Championship with the ALCS Ring Plan. Secure your tickets for every ALCS replica ring giveaway and collect all 8 throughout the season. Get your ring plan today at astros.com/ticketplans.
Astros still looking for that offense to click on every cylinder. It's not been the quickest of starts offensively for the Astros. They're currently 11th out of 15 teams in the American League in runs scored. They lead the Royals, the Orioles, the Tigers, and the White Sox. And in this series, even though they have won 2 out of 3, it's been the pitching primarily that has carried them to those victories. They have scored 11 runs in 3 games, but they are facing the staff in the Rangers that has the highest ERA in the American League. Bregman hooks a foul.
Yeah, the one nice thing offensively that they have done is gotten that big hit. It was Kyle Tucker yesterday. It was Jordan a couple days ago. But you're right, as far as the overall consistency that we've become accustomed to in Houston, hasn't gotten there yet. But I don't think anybody's really panicking.
No, there's just a matter of time before it does click. As we told you before the game, it was just pretty much 2 guys who have been the brunt of the offense in the series. Tucker primarily and Jordan Alvarez. There's Tuck with a day off.
He doesn't know what to do with himself. He hasn't had a day off all year.
No. First time in 19 games he hasn't started. He was a late add to the lineup yesterday. This one chopped towards third, and Ibanez will make the play. A little bit of a wide throw, but Lowe stays on the bag. And another 1-2-3 inning for Martin Perez, who has faced 12 batters and retired 12 batters.
Score between the Astros and Rangers, stuck in a pitching duel right here, and the Astros have done a very good job against the Texas Rangers, who revamped their offense. We've been talking about it. $500 million between these two players right here, and obviously they have been of concern of Astros pitching. They have pitched them very well. 4 for 26 in the series, 2 RBIs, 5 strikeouts, and only 2 runs scored by Marcus Semien. And we've actually seen them hit a couple of baseballs hard to the warning track here, but really no damage to speak of yet.
Semien leads off here in the 4th inning, followed by Seager and then Mitch Garver. Semien's hitting 132 coming into this game at home. Seager 212 with a 581 OPS at home. And it's got to be a transition. I don't care what level you are. There's always going to be a transition when you come to a new team. And now you come to the new team as this incredibly highly priced player. And I think there's got to be an adjustment level for anybody. It's rare that a guy comes in, Brian McCann maybe being one of the exceptions, where a guy comes in and kind of commands a clubhouse in his first year. It usually takes time.
Yeah.
And these guys are coming in as the new splash guys in the middle of the diamond. And they're going to be here for a while, and it eventually will be their clubhouse. But I think there's still that transition period going on right now.
I completely agree. I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to carry a burden of a $500 million in contracts. So they do have to move into this clubhouse. And again, I still feel, even with the signing of Seager, Semien, and Gray, John Gray being the starting pitcher they went after, they really haven't established an identity yet. And I think that might be part of the problem too, is who are we and who are we going to be moving forward? They're still trying to figure that out. But those two guys are obviously at the top of the ledger. When you say Texas Rangers, it's going to be the Semien Seager show because of the money they spent on those guys.
If anyone in Astros management was curious in running an experiment, Blummer and I wouldn't mind finding out what that burden is like.
Yeah. If you want to test that theory on me, go for it.
I'll even take the Semien part of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we'll just take half of that.
Strike 1 to Corey Seager. Upstairs, 1-1. Only one base runner in this game. It was an 0-2 pitch that Andy Ibanez hit into center field for a base hit. And a few veterans added to this lineup too, in addition to the signings of Semien and Seager. Cole Calhoun and Brad Miller in the lineup today, and then they added Mitch Garver just about a month ago, a little more than a month ago. They kind of revamped everything in their lineup. Calhoun still a stay over, as is Adolis Garcia and Nathaniel Lowe. Andy Ibanez also in today's lineup. This one popped high in the air on a 2-1 slider. Alex Bregman drifts out, and he stays with it for out number 2. Now a word from Fubo TV.
Watch AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Try free.
Bregman making that last catch. Alex focused on baseball, but about half an hour before the game, he was focused on his Bregman family debut of Cadillac Candy racing in Keeneland. And Bregman's horse, the family horse, ended up finishing second in its debut. We were watching that right before the game.
It was kind of fun.
The horse is still a little green, was kind of moving all over the place coming down the stretch, but he finished strong for a second place finish for Alex. He was all fired up about it. He shared it on social, and he was talking about it yesterday.
Blame the jockey.
Jockey did a good job, though.
I'm just kidding. I know nothing about
Yeah,
horse
it was
racing.
good.
You don't have to yell at me.
One of the guys back in our truck knows a lot about it, and he actually rode him really well and finished second.
Bykowski rode that horse?
Well, Tyler Gaffione.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bykowski. That's why he's retiring, to get into jockey.
You'll never get that thought out of your head now. Paulie whipping that horse down the stretch.
Our favorite director, Paulie Bykowski, swing and a miss, 1-2. Mitch Garver struck out swinging his first time up. There was one really hard hit ball by the Rangers. That was Adolis Garcia to straightaway center field. Pena hit a line drive to Cole Calhoun. Other than that, it's been two pitchers just going at it.
It's actually been pretty impressive to watch them. You know, there's 3 or 4 pitches for each pitcher that they've been able to locate. And the fact that they've been staying on the edges, moving the ball up and down, changing speeds, been kind of fun to watch.
JB about to make his 50th pitch of the game. Didn't get him to chase that slider. It's 2-2. Garver struck out swinging his first time up. Astros and Rangers wrapping up a 4-game series today. First 4 of 19 in the Lone Star series in 2022. They'll meet each other again at Minute Maid Park in mid-May. May 19th to be exact. Swing and a miss. Got him this time with the breaking ball, the curveball for a swinging strike. So Verlander picks up his 5th strikeout, a 1-2-3-4. He's only allowed 1 base runner. Sportsnet is presented by TXU Energy. Back at Globe Life Field on a Thursday afternoon, Todd Callis with Jeff Blum and Julia Morales. Glad he could join us for the final game of this 4-game series. Astros will be heading to Toronto after this one for a 3-game set against the Blue Jays. Astros looking for their first base runner. Only 1 baseball hit over 100 miles an hour. That was off the bat of Jeremy Pena. Yordan Alvarez hit one at 99.1 his last time up. He'll lead off here in the 5th inning. Astros without a base runner. Yordan has been on base a lot in this series. He has reached in 7 of his last 9 plate appearances, even with that ground out his first time up. Three strikeouts, 5 groundouts, and 4 outs in the air for Martin Perez. That ball's hit hard, but in the shift right there is Corey Seager. Put it away for, actually that was Andy Ibanez in the shift to put it away for out number 1. Join the Astros this coming Monday as they take on the Seattle Mariners. 10,000 fans will take home a Yuli Gurriel AL champion replica ring presented by Gallery Furniture. Get your tickets to the game today at astros.com/promotions. So Ibanez had shifted over in the shortstop spot, makes the play for out number 1. Here's Yuli. Yuli popped up to first his first time up. I mentioned earlier that Martin Perez has the best lifetime ERA against this Astros team than any AL opponent. Not many pitchers currently active can make that statement with the Astros offense the last few years, but Perez came in a 3.01 ERA against this team, and he has dropped that down with 4 1/3 perfect innings. This is his 11th start against the Astros. Towards second, Marcus Semien is there. 4 straight groundouts off Astros hitters' bats against Martin Perez, going back to last inning, 2 away.
Yeah, Martin's seen a jump in his ground ball percentage this season. Last year at 44.5%. This season, coming into this game, 53.7. That 2-seamer comes in around 90 miles an hour. He'll throw that 4-seamer and get to 92, 93. But again, the changeup, cutter in play.
Threw Aledmus Diaz a couple of changeups his first time up, and he grounded out to short. Even when he got to a couple of 3-2 counts, he wasn't falling behind and then catching up. He has not been behind many hitters all day.
Well, he's showing great command. Again, that outside part of the play, we've seen him go there with the The four-seam, two-seam, changeup, and cutter.
Little pop-up. Seager drifts back, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Martin Perez. He is in absolute cruise control halfway home. Still scoreless. He's been outstanding today through 4 innings. He has picked up a strikeout of Cole Calhoun to start the game. They got Mitch Garver on a slider. Nathaniel Lowe expecting something to break out of fastball. Calhoun frozen on a breaking ball, and then he gets Garver again, this time with a curveball. Verlander with 5 strikeouts today through 4.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful thing watching him go to work again. The 5 strikeouts. And again, sometimes just being able to set up those pitches in the middle part of the zone and you get some funky swings, or you just get the flat out take. Like you said, that fastball down the zone to Nathaniel Lowe might have been looking for something else to move. It didn't. And then Cole Calhoun was locked on something else completely and got that slow breaking ball for a looking strikeout.
Alex Bregman backs up and makes the play on Nathaniel Lowe for the first out on 1 pitch.
Today through 4 innings, you see the usage. It's kind of where he's been at all season. Still aggressive with the fastball. We've seen him touch 96 in this game. The arm feeling good. Strike rates are well above average.
Yeah, that average velo on the fastball about a mile an hour hotter than first few starts.
Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Came in averaging 94.5 on the year, and he's at 95.6 today.
The Lone Star Series on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by TXU Energy, and we've got some numbers on Adolis Garcia. I think he likes playing here against the Astros. There's a slight discrepancy in that OPS between Globe Life Field and Minute Maid Park. Pretty incredible to consider that he is superhuman in this ballpark.
And the ball he hit the first time, launch angle, exit velocity, you said is a 79.99 batting average.
Yeah, and 70% of the balls hit at that launch angle and exit velocity end up being home runs. So it fell victim to a place that he feels very comfortable in.
It has been a scary proposition facing Adolis Garcia. Astros fans will be stunned to learn he's hitting .206 on the year.
Those numbers don't match up with the eye test that we see when we're playing against Adolis Garcia.
He absolutely torments the Astros, especially in his home ballpark. At the hardest hit baseball of the afternoon so far for either side with that shot to center field that Siri ran down. 1-2 the count to Adolis. Didn't go to the slider last time. He does go to it here on 1-2. And he misses wide.
We're just starting him a little bit too far off the plate. I think he's trying to start it on that outside edge to make it look like a strike and then get Adolis moving towards the baseball and then break it off the outside corner away from the swing.
Swing and a miss. Verlander gets him with the breaking ball. Justin has 6 strikeouts on the day. It's 2 away here in the 5th.
Those are the strikeouts coming into today's contest. Pretty impressive. The location on that slider has been impeccable. And of course, the high velocity 4-seam fastball at the top part of the zone, and then the curveball at the bottom of the zone. And there we see the curveball getting back to the top of the zone. And what was great about that is that change in velocity had Garcia well out in front.
So coming in heavy on the slider for a strikeout, but today mixing it up well. He's got 3 on the slider, 2 on the curve, and 1 on the fastball.
Yep.
Willie Calhoun grounded out his first time up. Martin Perez only needed 7 pitches to get through the top half of this inning. Perez has thrown 54 pitches on the game. Verlander's made 9 pitches here in the bottom half, and trying to finish off Willie Calhoun with an 0-2 count. He's about to make his 60th pitch. Called third strike, broke over the curveball, and it was a beauty. Verlander with 7 strikeouts and a 1-2-3-5. This is an unbelievable pitcher duel going on today.
That's the Shinerbach spotlight falling on. My goodness, the gondola. It's going up. That thing got up to 208 feet above the Astrodome floor. And Lindsey Nelson calling a game from high up there. We thought our vantage point was interesting. I can only imagine what that was like. And just in case you wanted to know, if ball popped up there, the gondola was in play, and so was Lindsey. So if I was him, I'd catch that ball, fire it somewhere else, try and find some open space for the Astros.
I mean, back in the day, the 8th wonder of the world, that was their only opportunity to have a view from above the field. There was no other structure that had that little camera view for both football and baseball. So Lindsey figured he'd check out that unique vantage point, a couple hundred feet above the dome.
I think we ask each other this every time we see that. Would you do it?
Oh, no doubt.
You would?
Absolutely.
What is wrong with you, man?
Absolutely.
There is no chance I would be looking over the edge trying to call a game. Ain't no chance.
Yeah, I would love it. I would not hydrate as much going into the broadcast, but I would.
Yeah, that could be an
there.
issue.
Here's Jeremy Pena leading off. Astros need to solve Martin Perez. He has been just locked in from the start all the way through. He's been ahead of hitters. He comes into this inning with only 54 pitches. Perfect through 5. We mentioned his last start was the best performance of any starter this year. Well, he has eclipsed that today. He went 6 innings of 2-hit 1-run baseball in his last start. Now he's got 5 1/3 perfect as Corey Seager backs up and puts it away for out number 1. Kind of keeping everybody off balance today with a lot of change-ups, occasional cutter. Curveball's been in the mix.
And he's used him at appropriate times. He's working well with Mitch Garver. Yeah, but at some point you've got to sell out and get on that outside corner and try and get a base hit going the other way instead of trying to do damage on some of these pitches and get out in front like Jose Siri just was.
Takes advantage of him right there with the changeup. Preying on that aggressiveness that Blummer mentioned. Siri called out on strikes his first time up. 51% of Perez's strikeouts come this year as called third strikes. That is the highest percentage in baseball. 2 of his 3 today have been called thirds on Bregman and Siri, and now he's ahead 0-2 on Siri. Off of Perez, but it's right there in front of the mound, and Siri's speed made it close, but Perez was able to throw him out for out number 2.
That was incredibly close.
Get to the ballpark early every Friday for pregame happy hour presented by Budweiser. Enjoy $5 Ultra Draft, a live DJ, and spectacular views all at the Michelob Ultra Bar, Plan your next night out at Astros.com/happy hour. Astros are going to take another look at this as Siri somehow made that close.
First base.
That ball did not move very far after it hit Martin Perez. I was surprised it was this close.
Jose Siri was moving out of the box, and we know he's got elite speed. It looked like it was in the heel of the glove of Nathaniel Lowe as he had to pick this. Oh my. Enough to overturn it for you? I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
Dangerously close, though. Credit Siri for hustling.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough to overturn it, but that was incredibly close. The ball has to be in the back of the glove. Yeah, I'm thinking it's a stands either way. How about the time for Siri down at first base? 31.4 feet per second. That is absolutely flying.
That is moving at a very rapid rate.
Here's the call from Mark Carlson. Oh, he faked me out. I thought he was going to the mic. Here we go. Oh, he's still talking to New York.
Mumbling to himself.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out. Houston loses their challenge.
One of those where if first base umpire Eric Bacchus calls him safe, he's safe. If he calls him out, he's out. Just not enough to overturn either way.
I don't mind that challenge. Take a chance. Maybe it ends up being a base runner. Trying to get Martin Perez out of the stretch.
That's right. 17 in a row sent down by Martin Perez as he faces Martin Maldonado here. Already struck out his first time up, but we told you his first time through how his success has been against Perez, but he misses that fastball. Astros not really making much of a bid for any hits today. No spectacular defensive plays. Only one baseball hit harder than 100. Actually, a couple now. Yuli and Jordan made outs on 100-mile-an-hour swings last inning, but they're relatively routine ground balls hit right to Andy Ibanez and Marcus Semien. But Alvarez off his bat was 107.8 on that ground ball into the shift. Martin Maldonado down to Martin Perez here 0-2. Both pitchers with great pitch counts going. Just 62 pitches here for Perez. Called third strike. 3 of the 4 have been called today for Perez. Continues to lead baseball in that category. He is perfect through 6. Powered by Reliant. Here are this afternoon's clues. 2021 runner-up. Shutting down the Fenway faithful. Skipping classes. Named an Astro powered by Reliant. If you know, send your guess to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Bottom of the 6th inning. 8-9-1 due up against Justin Verlander. Just an 0-2 single by the number 9 hitter Andy Ibanez. Reaching out on a slider, the only base runner of this game. Verlander and Martin Perez have been locked into a great duel today as Miller grounded out his first time up. You know, in the 6-man rotation, Verlander obviously will not pitch in that weekend series in Toronto, but I guess this is as close as he gets to pitching in Rogers Center, pitching the day before. He is locked.
He's pitching like he is pitching in Rogers Center the last couple of times.
He is locked in today.
And it looks like it's going to take another dramatic big swing from an Astro to help him out.
This ball in the left field, sending Alvarez back, still going back, and puts it away. Brad Miller retired for out number 1.
Stay connected with the Astros all season by following AT&T Sportsnet on social media. Get game highlights, player interviews, and special giveaways by finding us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All things Astros all season long on AT&T Sportsnet.
Here's the only guy with a base hit in the game. It's Andy Ibanez. Wasn't like he smoked the ball. In fact, it was 71 miles an hour off his bat. But he just reached out and hit an 0-2 slider up the middle for a base hit. This one grounded towards Yuli. He'll take it to the bag himself. And Ibanez is retired for out number 2. Who is going to blink first? Here's Cole Calhoun. Strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking today. Puts this one in play, sends it to left field. Yordan Alvarez puts it away for the final out. Justin Verlander, quick 1, 2, 3, 6th inning, only needed 6 pitches. We head to the 7th.
Dog Night presented by Texas Chili Company at Minute Maid Park. Enjoy $1 hot dogs all game long every Tuesday night throughout the season. Visit Astros.com/$dogs to get your tickets to the next game today. Chas McCormick's going to lead things off for the Astros. We saw him hit that leadoff home run yesterday. He told me he's trying to be like Jose Altuve. He also said, though, it was a big win for the club. He said, this is just a big series. It's Astros Rangers. We know it's important, and it's important for us right now to get as many wins as possible. But he talked about the rivalry and just how they've got an idea of what it's like to play this team and what it's like to be in this series year after year. So big win for them last night. We're hoping for another one today. TK?
Yeah, Julia, somebody needs a big swing here against Martin Perez or just anybody on base to get him out of his comfort zone of pitching out of the windup the entire day. He is not allowed a base runner. Other than that close play at first, it wasn't really much of a challenge. It was a challenge, but there hasn't been much of a defensive special play made in this game for the lefty Martin Perez. He kind of took his time on Siri, not thinking he was going to be down the line as quickly as he was. That's what made the play so close and almost cost him a perfect game. But strike one has been huge for Martin Perez tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you noticed, but in between innings, Steve Sparks was yelling at me again, saying he was pointing to Martin Perez, saying this guy's perfect right now. Perfect.
He tried to throw the jinx out there.
For Sparky as a pitcher to do that, you know that he wants this thing to be upset. And I'm with him. I'd like to see the Astros, his 3rd time through the order, find a way to scratch through, get a base runner, make Martin Perez uncomfortable, because like you said, TK, this guy has been in command.
65 pitches, only 18 out of the zone today. He's had back-to-back innings of 7 and 9 pitches. And now he deals with the top of the order, and he's 2-1 on Chas McCormick. Threw 87 pitches last time in his 6 innings of work against the A's. A little bit low. First time it's been a hitter's count at 3-1. He's gotten to a couple of full counts, but was at 2-2 before throwing a 3rd ball. So now 3-1, and Chas can try and lock in on something here. Chas has tapped one in front of the plate. Also flied out to right field. Hit well, but foul.
Like the idea of trying to drive that ball the other way. Good swing by Chas. Went Oppo Taco yesterday. I'm tired of the Astros mollycoddling Martin Perez. Be nice to see them get to him.
Yeah, there's only so long you can mollycoddle when it gets a little old.
I'm glad you agree with me.
3-2 the count. That ball hit pretty well to right field. Calhoun back on it. It's over his head into the wall. Chas McCormick, Astros first base runner, leads off the 7th with a stand-up double.
Little boy Chazzy Fizz. Break that thing up. Great effort all day by Martin Perez, and talked about Chaz hitting that opposite field home run yesterday. Had a good swing, fouling one off down the right field line, and he went out to that outside corner and got something he could handle and crushed it going the other way. That was a great swing. 105.6 off the bat, rocketing it over Cole Calhoun's head in right field.
It looked like what he tried to do on the 3-1 and the full count pitch was what you were talking about.
I loved it. And that's the adjustment that third time through the order you hope the Astros make, is staying on that outside corner, taking what's given to you and driving it.
Michael Brantley 0 for 2 today. Coming in, Michael had pretty good numbers against Martin Perez, 5 for 12. But he's popped up and grounded out today. Now Michael's probably thinking pull mode to try and get Chaz over to third base with less than 2 outs. And he does pull the ball on the ground. Michael Brantley, professional hitter, gets the job done, moving McCormick to third as he grounds out to Marcus Semien.
Take another look at that swing from Chas McCormick. Match from Supermo. Stays on it, crushes it. You know what's great about that Michael Brantley at bat, as we see Chaz run himself into scoring position, is that the fact that Michael Brantley is a perennial 300 hitter, yet takes advantage of the opportunity of moving that runner and sacrificing his at bat for the greater good of the team.
It was just Uncle Mike being Uncle Mike.
Yeah, but that's being a professional hitter, being able to handle the bat and pull the ball to get that runner to third.
100%. Now Bregman with the infield in. Takes a pitch off the plate. Alex struck out looking and grounded to third. Alex will look for a pitch he can elevate. And he pops it up. Shallow center. Semien, who was in, goes all the way out, and he gets called off. And no chance to tag up as Adolis Garcia will run the ball back to the infield. Would have been a tough play for Semien going out, so Garcia, who had a long way to go, calls off his second baseman for out number 2.
That was actually a really good play by Garcia to make it there, to make that catch, because I think if Semien's catching that ball moving backwards, Chaz might have an opportunity to tag up and force a play at home plate. But with the momentum of Garcia coming towards home plate, nothing Chaz could do other than hold his ground.
Now the only guy who has hit the ball consistently hard today against Perez but doesn't have anything to show for it, it's Yordan Alvarez. Yordan has grounded out twice into the shift. Both times hitting the ball 100 miles an hour or better. On average, 107.8 and 99. There's a strike. Astros did not get the runner home with 1 out. Now Yordan trying to pick up Alex Bregman with 2 outs. There's a line drive to left field. That's down for a hit. Yordan Alvarez scores. Chas McCormick, RBI single, makes it a 1-0 game.
Remember that question asking about the Triple Crown? If Yordan Alvarez can do that going the other way with authority, that's going to help the average. And I love the fact that we all know that Yordan can hit it 900 feet to drive in 2, but recognizing the situation, just decides to cut down on that swing a little bit, shoot it the other way, drive in the run, and continue this inning. There's some quality at bats in this inning by Chaz, Michael Brantley, and now Yordan Alvarez. Big 2-out RBI.
Playing the outside part of the plate and going with it.
Martin Perez, no matter the velocity or what he's got, he's not giving you much to work with. But if he gives you something you can get the barrel to and shoot it the other way, take it.
Picks up a strike at the knees on Yuli Gurriel. Yuli has popped up and grounded out. That's a big run for the Astros. Anytime you score first, it's large, but when you have a pitching duel like we have today of Perez versus Verlander, that is a big run in the 7th inning. A little tapper towards third. Ibanez will charge. His throw will be in time to get Yuli, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 7th inning. But a leadoff double by Chaz McCormick. Michael Brantley moved him over. One batter later, Yordan Alvarez would single him home. It's 1-0 Astros. 7th inning stretch time here at Globe Life Field. We're going to head to our rooms to go lounge. Reliant here were today's clues. 2021 runner-up, shutting down the Fenway faithful, and skipping classes were today's clues. Luis Garcia, the Rookie of the Year runner-up in 2021. The Astros have finished top 3 years in a row. Yordan 3 years ago, Javier third place 2 years ago, and last year Luis Garcia. 5 2/3 shutout innings in that ALCS Game 6 at Fenway. And he skipped AA and AAA. Who needs AA and AAA?
You almost got to remind yourself of that. That's incredible.
It really is. We talk so much about Pena basically skipping AA and AAA, but Luis Garcia did that and never played a game at AA or AAA, and burst onto the scene, and he has been a fixture ever since. Well, here we go, bottom of the 7th inning. 2, 3, and 4 hitters, third time facing Justin Verlander. Marcus Semien is grounded out and flied out to center field and swings through the fastball, and it's 1-1. Verlander, like Martin Perez, with a very good pitch count. Coming into this inning, he had thrown 68 pitches. Now a pop foul, not too far below us up here in the top reaches of Globe Life Field.
I thought that would never happen.
Unfortunately for the fans that are sitting below us, they had the ball bounce in and out of their section. So they're one opportunity for the whole season.
That was it. It's all over.
That one fouled the other way down the line and right. Just a 2-out single by Andy Ibanez. Hit just a little bit above 70 miles an hour. The only base runner for the Rangers today against Verlander. Verlander continues to look as good now, coming back from Tommy John surgery, as he possibly could. He has answered every question anybody might have ever had about a guy who was a power pitcher at his age getting Tommy John.
He just hasn't missed a beat.
We've told you in previous starts, we think he is the oldest starter ever who was a power pitcher to get Tommy John. Bronson Arroyo did it a few months earlier at age 37 than Verlander. Jamie Moyer did it in an older age, but he was obviously not a power pitcher, and a lot of relievers. Called third strike, outside edge. Marcus Semien down looking. Justin Verlander with 8 strikeouts. First out of the 7th inning.
This one might have been a little bit off that outside edge and up, but just off the outside and close enough for Mark Carlson to ring up Semien, who's had a tough series.
It's now 1 for 15 blubber on the series.
It's a good number against a very good hitter.
I've seen Corey Seager go after the first pitch a couple of times today. He flied out to left on the first pitch his first time up as he fouls that one off the curveball. It's 0-1.
Yeah, we've seen him a couple of times in the past, but now we're going to see him a little more frequently. But I didn't realize how aggressive early in the zone he is. He is up there hacking.
Verlander's had 13 swings and misses today. He's been equal opportunity with those 13 whiffs. 4 with the fastball, 4 with the curveball, and 5 with the slider. He's had 4 of his 8 strikeouts swinging, and the other 4 have been called third strikes, including Simeon to start the inning. Seager down to the count 1-2. Seager had faced Verlander 3 times prior to today, was 0 for 3. One of the rare misses. It wasn't a close miss for Verlander today. It's 2-2.
Still good jump on that fastball at 96.
Fastball has been firm today. Averaging 95.3 on the fastball. There's a ball over the head of Aledmys Diaz into right field for a base hit. It's the second base hit of the game against Verlander. Corey Seager, a 1-out base runner.
That's still a good pitch. He got it in where he wanted it to. Seager just put a little bit better swing on it to pull it into right field.
Now Mitch Garver will bat. Garver has struck out twice today, both times swinging, once at the slider, once at the curveball. Starts him off with a curve and misses inside, ball 1. Verlander's first 3 starts, he's gone 80, 87, and 85 pitches. Sitting at 81 right now. This thing just outside, 2-0. Verlander in his second start of the year went 8 shutout innings against the Mariners on the road, allowing 3 hits. First road start against the Angels, 5 innings of 1-run baseball. Now pitching his 4th start, his 3rd on the road, as pitches into the 7th inning, and now he has fallen behind 3-0. He has not been behind any hitter like he is here on Garver, 3-0. Verlander hasn't pitched out of the stretch much today either. Little check swing. Diaz can't quite make the play. It scoots past him into right field. Just a half swing by Garver on a 3-0 pitch. And it just eluded Aledmys Diaz and got into right field for a base hit. I'll put runners on first and second with 1 out.
This game is unreal sometimes. You get a 3-0 check swing. You do your job and you get the soft contact. It's just perfectly placed out there by Mitch Garver. Slider he wasn't anticipating. stop the swing, but still had enough to keep it out of the reach of Aledmus Diaz, who was trying to track it down.
Josh Miller out to have a word with JV. Now time for a word from Jack in the Box.
Pop my $5.99 classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the Jack app today.
Nathaniel Lowe will bat. Lowe is struck out looking and popped up. Seager on second, Garver on first with one out. Called strike. Verlander ahead of Lowe, 0-2. Lowe coming into this game batting the Rangers' best .343, 8th in the American League. Never faced Verlander before today. There's a line drive, base hit to right. Seager is going to be held up. McCormick's throw will be right on the money. Good thing Seager was held up, but now the bases are loaded. 0-2 base hit for Nathaniel Lowe. And now the guy who has done so much damage in his young career against the Astros, Adolis Garcia, will bat with the bases loaded and one out in a one-run game. Garcia has lined out to the wall in straightaway center field. He's also struck out today. Verlander will go back to working out of the windup here with the bases full. Fastball up.
Just amazing how baseball can put those guys who have been your nemesis at the plate when you need to go out there and get outs.
Two and 0. Astros get their bullpen going. Blake Taylor, the lefty, warming up in the pen. Into center field. Siri has it lined up. Seager is tagging. Here comes Seager. Here comes the throw by Siri. Not in time. We're tied at
1. You know, Garcia didn't do big damage, but he did enough damage by getting that ball into center field. Seager able to tag up and score. Siri did a great job of getting behind this and putting a good throw on it. Seager just able to speed past and slide safely into home plate for the first run of the game for the Rangers.
So after only allowing one hit coming into the inning, 3 consecutive hits and a sac fly against Verlander here in the 7th. Now Willie Calhoun taps one back to the mound. JV makes the play himself, throws to first, and that will do it. So the Rangers tie it. Verlander strands 2 runners. We are all tied up at 1 heading to the 8th.
Game summary. Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel at Globe Life Field today. Justin Verlander on the bump for the series finale and looked great. Actually only allowed 1 hit through 6 innings. Meanwhile, though, on the other side, Martin Perez was perfect through 6. Astros not being able to put together anything through those first 6 innings. However, then we get to the 7th. Chas McCormick gets that first hit of the day for the Astros. A double to lead off that 7th inning. He's on 3rd. Yordan Alvarez continues to have a great series here in Arlington. Drives the runner in to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the inning, the Rangers put together 3 consecutive hits. They're going to tie things up when Adolis Garcia drives in around with a sac fly. It's all tied at 1. It's been a good one, guys.
It has been. Great pitchers duel. Both pitchers finally blinking in the 7th inning, and now Martin Perez out of the game, and Matt Bush takes over, facing Aledmys Diaz here in the 8th. Diaz has grounded out and popped up as he swings through that curveball. It's 0-2.
There's the numbers on Matt Bush, making his 8th appearance. Veteran right-hander. #1 pick overall in 2004 as a shortstop. He's made a pretty good career coming out of the bullpen.
Dealing with a lot of injuries the last few years. Surgeries in 2018 and 19. Repair a partially torn UCL. Tommy John surgery in July of 2019. Then last year he was on the opening day roster, but had elbow inflammation and he was out the rest of the year. And here he strikes out Aledmys Diaz to start the inning. And Bush strikes out Diaz. It'll be Jeremy Pena due up, and then Jose Siri. Astros still with just those 2 hits that we saw last inning. Verlander still looks like he's engaged, like he might be back out there, although now we see the lefty Blake Taylor warming up, so I doubt Taylor would be warming up if JV was still in there. So ouch. Pena hit by a pitch.
97.
97-mile-an-hour fastball got him near the elbow guard. And with Pena heading to first, the Astros are going to send up a pinch hitter. The other guy who's been having a huge series, Kyle Tucker, will hit for Jose Siri.
Hopefully it caught more of that pad than it did Pena. That was tailing up and in at 97 and looked like he got a piece of it.
Tucker, who came into the series with 4 runs batted in, has driven in 7 in 3 games. He has 11 RBIs on the year. RBI Monday, 3 RBIs Tuesday, 3 more RBIs last night, and now a pinch hit appearance here in the 8th with the go-ahead run on first.
Well, he and Alvarez have been doing most of the damage in this series against the Texas Rangers, and Dusty Baker, realizing that the Astros need some offense, ends that day off for Kyle Tucker, who has to dig in against Matt Bush.
First time Tucker has faced this righty. Chops the ball foul past Omar Lopez. 0-1. Well, Tucker, who started the first 18 games of the year for the Astros, will get his first pinch hit appearance of the season.
It's really the only part of the game of Jeremy Pena that we haven't seen yet, is that speed game as far as stolen bases. No attempts on the season. Definitely has the ability.
Got the fastest sprint speed times this year for the Astros. Tucker fouls one away. It's 0-2. Not a lot of pinch hit appearances in Tucker's career. He has 11 pinch hit at bats, 3 for 11, with a couple of doubles and a triple. He's driven in 3. I think that triple might have been his triple in Colorado when he pinch hit in 2018.
Oh yeah. The smile triple.
That first smile from Tucker triple.
That was a breakthrough.
Yeah, it was. That was his only triple that year. So his smile triple in Colorado, one of his 3 pinch hits in his career in 11 ABs. One 2 count. Mentioned the injury that sidelined Bush last year. He was on the opening day roster, but never could stay healthy. It's been a frustrating few years for Matt Bush. Only appeared in 4 games last year. Last time he appeared more than 4 games was in 2018 when he pitched 21 games for the Rangers. And now back in kind of that 8th inning role for Chris Woodward in Texas as he pitches here in a 1-1 game in the 8th. Tucker with a 2-2 count. High drive down the right field line. It's towards the foul pole. That ball is gone. Home run. He's done it again. JV is fired up as Kyle Tucker drives in his 8th and 9th run of this series, and the Astros lead it 3-1.
Looked like he got a hanging slider that he pummeled to right field, sneaking it just inside that right field foul pole. King Tuck. He and Alvarez are carrying the Astros here at Globe Life Field.
Dusty Baker was looking for that perfect spot for Tucker to come in off the bench. He fouled it, and Tucker delivered his first career pinch hit home run, and it's 3-1 Astros. What a big swing that was, and what a huge series Tucker's had.
Smile a little bit bigger these days.
Yeah, the smile is definitely prevalent. I was thinking, as good as he's been this series, maybe even Julia gets knuckles after this one.
Wow. Could you imagine?
No, maybe not.
Yeah, can't even.
No chance. That would just make it that much more exaggerated with the stretch. Are you kidding me?
What a series for Tuck. Maldonado takes one outside, 2-1.
I know who wants to bear hug Kyle Tucker right now is a guy named Justin Verlander.
Did you see his reaction?
Somebody picked me up. I've been dealing all day long, and he finally got the run support.
Tucker had gone 13 consecutive games without an RBI before this series. 13 straight, no runs batted in. Now he has an RBI in every game this series, and 9 of them total.
That's who we're a little more accustomed to. That loving, cherishing, smashing Kyle Tucker.
Now he's cracking up Ryan Presley. Oh, that, you gotta love that. JV got knucks. Everybody getting knuckles. For the ground ball to Andy Ibanez for out number 2.
It's time for the Miller Lite moment, and guess what? We just saw it. Hanging slider, middle in. Kyle Tucker is in a good mood, and he popped the top on that one.
Sounds so good.
Really did, actually. Kind of had a Pavlovian response.
That ball just staying fair, and there's the reaction.
I'm with him. That had to feel good. Pitching as well as he did. You could almost probably sense him in the dugout just willing the offense to have that big swing, and Kyle Tucker provided.
Tucker, you would imagine, would stay in the game here as he pinch hit for Siri. Chaz McCormick 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. He got things going for the Astros, who did not have a base runner through the first 6 innings. Chaz led off the 7th with a double over the head of Cole Calhoun. 3 batters later, Yordan Alvarez would deliver him home with a single. That would be the only hits allowed by Martin Perez today. Chaz sends this one high in the air to right field. Cole Calhoun has this one lined up and puts it away. But a huge pinch hit home run by Kyle Tucker. His first pinch home run of his career has given the Astros a 3-1 lead. HEB, Justin Verlander was unbelievable today. Verlander in command from the start, did allow that 1 run when the Texas Rangers picked up 3 consecutive hits against him. But Blummer, he was locked in from jump.
It was a lot of fun to watch. We knew that Justin Verlander had been pitching well, but he stepped up today and competed with Martin Perez and competed long enough to have his Astros offense step up and pick him up with that big swing. But this guy's been electric here early on in the month of April for Justin Verlander. Give me a little bit. He got the full dap right there. That's what it's like.
New pitcher for the Astros is Blake Taylor.
And this Crawford Bach call to the bullpen is going to show you the numbers on Blake Taylor through 8 games coming out of that Astros bullpen. Fastball, slider. He was in the low 90s with his fastball. The ERA at 1.59 here to pitch against the Texas Rangers. Doing a good job against left-handed hitters, but they've got a lot of right-handed hitters on that bench. I think we're going to see one here to lead off this inning.
And we are. It's going to be Nick Solak, Blummer, coming in off the bench for Chris Woodward to hit for Brad Miller. So Solak, who started the game on Monday against Framber Valdez, gets a pinch hit appearance here. Pretty high leverage situation here for Blake Taylor. We don't often see him in the 8th protecting a short lead, but Hector Neris has pitched 2 days in a row. And Rafael Montero's currently warming up and could be the pitcher who comes in next. Ryan Stanek's pitched in 2 of 3 games in this series, and Stanek may or may not be available today. There's a catch made by Aledmys Diaz on the pinch hitter Nick Solak, so good start here for Blake Taylor. How about the best in Texas power pitcher driven by Ford? Not many pitchers for the Astros come into Arlington facing the Rangers and pitch more than 7 innings. In fact, there's only been 1 Blummer the whole time the Astros have been facing the Rangers through the years. That was Roy Oswalt, who's got 8 innings a couple of times. JV looked like today he was going to join Roy Oswalt on that list. But that 7th inning added to his pitch count a little bit, and he had to really work through that 7th, then left the game after 7. But Oswalt with 2 8-inning appearances against the Rangers. Nobody in Astros history has ever thrown a complete game against Texas. Verlander bumped his pitch count up to 91 today before he was taken out. Banez tried to hold up. It's 0-2. Taylor looking good coming in out of the bullpen, getting a pop-up and now getting ahead of Banez. 0-2. Blake Taylor taking over for Justin Verlander here in the 8th inning. Taylor appearing in his 9th game. He and Phil Maton have appeared in 9 games. Hector Neris leads the team with 10 appearances. Chopper. Pena coming in. Gloves, throws in time. Pena knew he had to make sure that ball didn't bounce again, and he got there in time to get Banez for out number 2. So here we go. This is updated through today. We'll put Justin Verlander on that list. He joins Brandon Backey, Garrett Cole, Jared Kosar, Scott Feldman, Dallas Keuchel went 7 1/3. Roy's got the top 3 in terms of the longest outings ever against the Rangers here in Arlington.
That's a majority of games across the way. the old stadium where the ball really kind of jumped out of that ballpark a lot more than it did here. So really adds to the prestige of going that deep into ball games. But as often as they've played, you figure somebody would run into a game where they were just lights out and able to go complete game. And I think Justin would have challenged that complete game number right there if he would have gotten through that 7th inning without giving up those 3 consecutive hits. Ramped that pitch count up in a hurry.
That was frustrating. That ball that just scooted by Aledmys Diaz, if that's an out, he easily could have gone 8 innings today. But Astros do come back to Arlington 2 more times this year. If Verlander gets another start or 2, you can see him easily getting to that 8-inning plateau.
Most definitely.
As good as he looked today, because this is a ballpark that plays into his favor. He's not afraid to pitch up in the zone. He's not afraid to elevate fastballs, and he gets a lot of fly balls. This is a stadium where fly balls, as we've seen in the series, have come to die. Now, all of a sudden, after getting 2 quick outs, Taylor facing his first lefty of the day, and he's fallen behind Cole Calhoun 3-0. There's a strike. Like Taylor has walked 4 this year in 5 2/3 innings. And all of his walks have been against left-hand hitters. That ball hit hard. Tucker came in, and now he makes sure to stay back as that ball got on him in a hurry. Smoked by Cole Calhoun, but he's out number 3. 1-2-3 8th inning for Blake Taylor out of the bullpen, and the Astros lead 3-1.
Astro poll. This one actually worked out with what's gone on in today's game. Which of the Astros young sluggers has the best shot of winning the next, or winning a triple crown? Jordan or Kyle Tucker? Look at these votes going both ways, but Kyle Tucker, or King Tuck, I should say, wins with 56%. What a big swing. All right, let's look and see what they've done against the Rangers this series.
Wow.
These are real numbers. That's real. 480 combined. How about the 857 slugging?
How about the 11 stakes?
Oof.
11 out of 14 RBIs.
Oh my goodness.
It's a 2-man gang right there. They have ganged up on the Rangers with just 2 big bats in the middle of that lineup.
I think Dusty should give up his seats for those 2 guys on the plane.
Here's Michael Brantley leading off, facing the new pitcher. It'll be the lefty Houston product. John King takes over.
He's pitched in this series. We saw him for a 1/3 of an inning. He gave up a hit. Also had a walk and a strikeout in that outing.
King attended Clements High School in Sugar Land and then University of Houston. We've seen him pitch against the Astros a few times, including Monday, as Blummer said. Brantley with a 2-0 count. Ooh, look out, Michael. John King is not exactly locked in the zone here in this first at bat. It's 3-0. King faced Tucker, Aledmys Diaz, and Jason Castro on Monday. And there you see his numbers. King had to come back after surgery last September. September 17th had thoracic outlet surgery and came back this spring at full strength. The 3-1 pitch misses just below the zone. Brantley draws a leadoff walk. Astros would love to tack on a run or 2 here as they lead 3-1 in the 9th inning. Oh, Alex Bregman will bat. And not often do you go an entire 4-game series. 3 games even rare enough where 2 guys can carry an offense. But in a 4-game series, just 2 guys have really done all the damage for the Astros. Bregman pops one into shallow left center field. Long run for Solak, who's into the game now, and he puts it away for out number 1.
Download the MLB app to get video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Houston Astros.
Tough series for Bregman, 1 for 13 now with that flyout. Well, here's the other guy, Yordan Alvarez. Good pull today, the Stroh pull.
Yeah, it was.
Both guys getting a lot of votes. Yordan 1 for 3 with an RBI single the other way. Just the second hit of the game at that time for the Astros. Astros only have 3 hits the whole game. The Alvarez single producing a run, scoring Chas McCormick, who doubled, and the other hit the 2-run home run by Tucker. That was right after Jeremy Payne was hit by a pitch.
It would be nice if the Astros could continue to scratch out wins, even if they are tight wins, until that entire team offense starts to step it up and we see guys lighting up exit velocity guns. It is nice that you do have 2 guys in your lineup that are able to carry you in a 4-game set. It's pretty impressive. But at the same time, you'd like to scratch out these wins, create a little bit of a streak, get some momentum, and then get everybody hot. And then you can go on one of those typical Astro runs where you're scoring 6 runs a game.
That would be nice. We haven't seen that yet in the first 18 games. Astros trying to win today with 3 runs. That's where they are right now. They'd like to add to that. But when they score 4 runs or more, they're undefeated. And they just haven't scored 4 runs or more enough times this year. That's why they came in with a .500 record.
And you really want to take advantage of good pitching when you do have it, because this rotation right now is on a pretty good 4-game run also, starting with Framber Valdez. And take advantage of those starts. You want to be able to score enough runs to maximize when you have guys going 6 innings, no runs, 1 run. You don't want to let those starts go to waste.
2-2 the count to Yordan. Hit the ball hard pretty much all afternoon. King got in on him there as he pops a foul over the Astros dugout. Well, if you were listening earlier, Julian Morales gave us the update on Jose Altuve. Altuve is going to go out for a rehab assignment. He's going to play for Sugarland on the road in Oklahoma City over the weekend, a couple of games. And all signs point to Jose Altuve rejoining the team for the homestand beginning on Monday. So that should be a boost to the offense. Altuve has been out almost 10 days now. Yordan playing left field 3 of the 4 games in this series. With that base hit his last time up, he now has a 5-game hitting streak. And he keeps spoiling 2-strike pitches.
Very hitterish.
I mean, that's a pitch right there that in the past maybe he strikes out on, and instead he knows he can't do anything with it, but he's able to foul it away.
Drives pitchers nuts.
And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys in this lineup with 10 strikeouts or more, or on the roster. 11 Astros with 10 strikeouts or more, and he's not one of them. Yordan has struck out 8 times. Yuli has struck out 7 times. And the only other man on the active roster with less than 10 strikeouts is J.J. Matajevic, and he's only batted 5 times in his career. Up the middle, it's going to be played by Simeon. Steps on the bag and throws. It'll be low. That's Ibanez in the shift. It'll be low, and Alvarez will reach. Ibanez stepped on the bag and made a low throw to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, that should have been an easy double play. There was no reason to throw this ball on the run. Yordan does run well, but just step on the bag, make a strong throw to first, A little bit of a collision over there at first base. Hopefully Jordan's all right. But that should have been a guaranteed double play. See if the Astros can take advantage of the extra out.
It's one of those you can't assume a double play, even though it was an easy double play to be turned. So because Jordan doesn't advance any bases on the throw, there's no error on the play. It just goes as a fielder's choice. Yuli Gurriel, the batter, takes one outside for a ball. Rafael Montero still warming up in the Astros bullpen. He's going to not get an opportunity to try and close this game out in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Now time for a word from Jack in the Box.
Pop my $5.99 classic and spicy 50-50 popcorn chicken combo. Order on the Jack app today.
Last night's game, Ryan Stanek picked up his 4th career save, his 3rd as an Astro. And Rafael Montero may have an opportunity to pick up his 1st Astros save. Saved some games for Texas back in 2020 when he saved 8 games for the Rangers. Then another 7 games for the Mariners last year before things kind of went awry for Montero in Seattle, and that's where he was available for the Astros to come in and get him in that trade deadline deal. 3-1 on Gurriel, and there's a strike. Aledmys Diaz bats if Gurriel reaches. Yuli and his brother will be reunited again in Toronto for the weekend series. Yuli goes down on strikes. King, after the initial walk, gets the next 3 batters and gets through the top half of the 9th inning. We head to the bottom half. Astros and Rafael Montero would try and protect a 3-1 lead. AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Same scenarios last night, different score. 2-run lead. Astros trying to protect bottom half of the 9th inning, and it's going to be Rafael Montero on the mound.
Not a bad choice coming out of that Astros bullpen. You see the numbers on the season have been excellent. Fastball in the mid to upper 90s. The changeup has actually been a very good secondary pitch for him. Also has that slider. But how about this season? He has a strikeout per 9 rate of 15. In his career, he's been a 9 strikeout per 9 guy. So the high whiff percentage this season for Rafael Montero.
Been there before, closing out games for the Rangers and Seattle, looking for his first Astros save. As he gets to a 1-1 count against Marcus Semien. Meat of the order for the Rangers. Semien, Seager, Garver here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Semien with good numbers in his career against Montero. A little bit wide, 2-1. Montero facing Semien in the game on Tuesday night. Line drive, speared on one hop by Aledmys Diaz. That is a big first out, hit hard by Semien, but Diaz is there to record out number 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Don't forget, coming up after our game, it'll be the post-game show presented by Whataburger. Kevin Eschenfelder and Brian Bogusevic will review this finale to the 4-game series. Get you ready for the Toronto Blue Jays. Julia would gather interviews after the game. Here's Corey Seager. Seager, first pitch swinging, sends one deep to center field, all the way back to the wall. Chas McCormick reaches up. That's gone. Corey Seager unloads to straightaway center field to make it a 1-run game. Seager's 2nd home run in a Rangers uniform.
Talked earlier about Corey Seager ambushing early and a lot of swings early in the count. This one, he gets a hold of the fastball from Rafael Montero and launched it into center field. Center cut.
Seager now 3 for 5 against Montero in his career with that home run. Here's Mitch Garver. Garver 1 for 3, struck out a couple of times against Verlander, and then on a check swing got a ball past Aledmys Diaz in the right field for a base hit. There's a strike. Montero gets ahead 0-2. That was Seager's second home run in a Rangers uniform at home. Both of his home runs this year have come at Globe Life Field. This is a place where he had great success in the postseason of 2020. Swing and a miss. Montero blows it by Garver at 98 miles an hour for out number 2.
Good fastball for the second out. The inning will go back to that home run again. Big 2-run pinch hit home run for Kyle Tucker. No days off when you're swinging the bat well. Montero on trying to hold this game right where it's at and make that swing the difference in this ball game.
Here's Nathaniel Lowe, 1 for 3 today with a single his last time up. This is wide with a fastball. Astros led 4-2 last night. Rangers picked up a run in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Had the tying run at third base, but the Astros finished it off, winning 4-3. Today it was a 2-run lead, but it was 3-1. Semien hit the ball hard to start the inning. Then Seager homered before Garver struck out for the second out. Now 2-0 the count to Nathaniel Lowe. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Houston Astros and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Houston Astros. (2-0) to Nathaniel Lowe. Fastball up, 3-0, and the guy waiting on deck is Adolis Garcia. There's a strike. You would rather not face Adolis Garcia as the go-ahead run. Challenge Lowe here. He puts a good swing on it, you live with it.
Yeah, definitely make him hit his way on if he chooses to.
Beat him with a fastball, 3-2. All fastballs here from Montero to Lowe. I would imagine he can expect another one here, 3-2. Just off the outside edge, ball 4. Sets the drama a notch higher as Montero will now face Adolis Garcia.
Credit Lowe for not expanding and holding his ground right there to take that walk.
Garcia 0 for 2, a sac fly in the 7th inning. Dusty Baker knows all too well the numbers for Adolis Garcia against the Astros in this stadium. Ground ball towards the middle. Diaz will step on the bag, and the Astros win it by the final score of 3-2. They take 3 out of 4 against the Rangers, and they have won 3 straight games for the first time in 2022. Couple of tight ones, Blummer, but that is a nice series win.
Yeah, winning is very nice. We talked about them being able to scratch out these wins. You've got a couple of guys swinging a hot bat and scoring just enough runs to take advantage of very good starting pitching. So the Astros, it may not be that win differential or that run differential that we're accustomed to, but they're taking the W's right now to get above 500.
3-2, the final score. We'll have plenty more coming up, including the post-game show, which kicks off right around the corner.